Hello, hello, my friends. It is Tuesday, not Monday. Sorry. Hope you're all doing well. We are going to make cards tonight, but I thought I would. I'm in my kitchen, in case you hadn't noticed. And not only is Mort here, but Bert's here too, so it could be, somebody could have something. So tonight, what we're working with, let me move this out of the way for a minute. These are the cards that we're going to be working with. Please let me know when you get here. So we have this one. Why do I have that? Oh, oops. Our sympathy card. Hey, Susan. Love and thank you. Those are our 4 cards. So how this works, remember, is the class will be free right here. We're doing it now. I will have a supply list for you. If you're an Inspire, it's already posted for you, showing you what I'm using. When you place an order on my Close to My Heart site, which is super easy to find, just go to karamiller.com and click on Close to My Heart. I will send you the PDF with the cutting guide with all the numbers. You can watch tonight and write them down yourself and you won't need to worry. But if you want to use what I'm using, this is the stamp set. It's called Floral Notes. It's the stamp set and the thin cuts, and it is Z7071, okay? So let's look inside, and what's cool about these is the thin cuts come with this magnetic sheet that keeps them all together. There are 3 thin cuts, and they go with these flowers. Now, I did not color them, but they're definitely color worthy. And I want to talk a little bit about ink tonight before we go too far, because this is a coloring stamp set, and it might work out. As you can see, I didn't color any of mine in, and I love them just the way they are. But some of you like more. And I wanted to show you something that, truthfully, I didn't really notice for a while. Lana, you found us, yay. There's always a question about what ink do I want to use for what coloring things, right? Close to My Heart changed things up now. There used to be a 3rd one, but now there's just 2 inks. Archival Black and Intense Black. Okay, what does that mean? And which one do I need? I know. I do have some orange going. There's some pumpkin that's pretty cool. But the cool thing is, if you look on the back, it tells you what it means. I didn't know this for a long time, and I was trying to make little notes for myself. The Archival Black is waterproof, light fast, fade proof, non-smearing. So it's great for stamping for your scrapbook pages. The Intense Black is a permanent ink. You want to use watercolor paints or alcohol markers. I will tell you, because you know I never tell you something that isn't true. If you want Copic markers, and you're going to do a lot of Copic coloring, this is not a product that we at Close to My Heart offer anymore. The Memento Tuxedo Black is really the one made for Copic, so that FYI. The regular inks in all the colors, those are dye-based inks. So if you are an ink aficionado, you'll know that there are some differences. This is one of my favorite new colors. Unfortunately, it is not in stock right now, but when you go to the website, you're going to see, well, why is that not in stock? Why is that not? A lot of the colors sold out super quick. They are all due back this month. So when you see one that you like, keep checking it. Log into the site every day and check it out. If it's there, grab it when you see it. One of the things that has changed at Close to My Heart in the past 6 months is they have gotten tighter about the way they order things, more careful. They don't like ending up with tons of stuff. They don't like ending up with overstock of supplies. They've changed the way catalogs work too. I just wanted to show you that quickly. These are the new catalogs. There are 2 out right now. This, the one with all the inks on it, that's the annual catalog. It's here for a whole year. It's here until August of next year. What's different though is in here, and you can tell these little tabs up here tell you what everything is, so it's great. You're not like fumbling. Monthly, I'm going to start at the back because, you know, that's how we do. We don't want to miss anything. Monthly specials clearly will change. They're good for 2 months. This catalog isn't changing. So this one is available to the end of this month, the gnomes, and then there'll be a new one. It's in the other catalog. But this is just kind of a placeholder, all right? Tells you what it is. But the others aren't there. It's just September that's showing up in here, in the annual catalog, saying, hey, every month it's different. There's actually a QR code here. Those are the things that you scan with your camera. And when you do, it will open up on my shopping site and show you the most current special. So that's another way that this catalog can be helpful. The other thing that's in here, it talks about the VIP program, which is really a no-brainer. You earn 15% coupons towards credits towards future orders. So they don't expire, they're good for a year. It's really pretty cool. If you're not one of my VIPs or you're not anybody's VIP, I would love to help you figure that out. So drop me a note and I'll let you know. There's some starter kits here. If you're not sure, I know most of us already have enough to get started, and then there's a couple of educational ones, the Make It From Your Heart, and the Love of Color is cool. I know some of us struggle with that and we need more help. The Make It From Your Heart are just like idea books with lots of sketches and layouts, but the color shows you different color combinations. It's just an inspirational item, so those are cool. And then we get into the color of the year, the cardstock, coloring tools. We have shimmer brushes, colored pencils, markers. We're not going to go into all those tonight, but just so that you know, the specialty paper stencils. When it talks about cutting designs, it's digital art and thin cuts. That's it. So those are right here, and it shows you what the digital art is. Remember, those are SVGs. The thin cuts are ones that are not in the other catalog, so there's no duplication. Whatever's in here is only in here, and it's available all year long, all right? So that's what this catalog is. Now you might be wondering, well, what do I need, the catalog or do I need your website? What do I need? Do you remember when we were kids, and I'm going to date myself, you'd get the Sears Christmas catalog and you'd fight with your siblings with your crayons and you'd circle the things you wanted and things. This is your wish book. This has all the basic supplies, like in the grocery store, the milk, bread, and eggs. This is here, okay? What you want to be most current by looking at the website and see is it in stock. This stuff doesn't usually, the wish book, I know, right? So that's what this is. This is your wish book for the whole year. This is the specialty one, and these come out every 2 months. But these are, when you see something you love, grab it then. It's only while supplies last. It does tend to sell out, so you need to fall in love quick when you get it. As a VIP, you will get your catalog on the 15th of the month before it goes live. You can't order until September 1st, but you would have gotten it with any order after the 15th of August. So you've got 2 weeks to go through and figure out what you love, ready to jump on it as soon as it's ready. There are 2 collections in each one of these catalogs, one for each month. And then there's some really fun stamps. And there are like 20 pages of stamps and thin cuts and ideas to use them. So this is where our stamp comes from, is in here that we're using tonight, okay? If you have any questions about how this works, let me know and I'll see what I can do to help you try and understand. It is different than it has been. It's the first time they've come out at the same time. But this book is a while supplies last. But it's not so overwhelming that you think, I can't figure out what I want. Hey, Tina Joe. Okay, so for tonight's cards, let's start with this one. Cool thing about Close to My Heart is they offer cards and envelopes. It's a value pack that includes the card bases and the envelopes. Really cool. Already made for you, already pre-scored, ready to go. Love them. And this is your card base, right? Basically 8.5 by 11, cut in half, but it's all ready to go. So this is the card that we're going to make first, and the measurements for this are a piece of 12 by 12 cut into 4-inch strips, and it's 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go right there down on the front of your card. I did not ink any of this. This is from the Cozy paper pack, and as I was saying, things are selling out. It's only available right now with a sticker sheet, which if you're scrapbooking, no worries, because you're going to love that sticker sheet too. If you're not, the stickers will go on cards and you can make tons more. Then this is from the coordinating cardstock pack. They come in packs of pattern paper and coordinating packs of cardstock. Remember, Close to My Heart cardstock 1 is white core, which means you can sand your edges really cool and get a really distressed look if you like. It also picks up ink really well on the edges. And it's light on one side, and you have 2 shades in the same piece of paper. One side is dark, one side is light. We're going to use that to our advantage today. So I'm not inking anything tonight. You can ink anything you want. And we're going to line this piece right up in the middle. And then we have our white, but we're going to stamp this first. Now, when you open your stamp set, you'll notice there's one of these flimsy little sheets that you're tempted to toss away. Don't do that. It's going to give you a better stamp. Now, if you're struggling with how your stamps are coming out, this handy little item, this is our cutting mat that we use for our layouts. But if you flip it over, it's foam in the back, and it is awesome to help you get a better stamped image. Gives it a little cushion and lets your stamp sink in a little bit, so you could do too. We're going to put this here. Now this is where, because some of the colors are not available right now. They will be this month, but they're not there right this minute. I'm going to show you what you can use. Remember, when I've used these already, but when you take your stamp set off this sheet for the first time, you need to wake it up. It's sleeping. So we're going to put this down, and what you're going to do to wake it up, first of all, you're going to make sure you don't have any air bubbles in it, and you can see them on the back. You're going to rub it with your fingers and just say, come on, little stamp set, wake up. Get it all awake. I sometimes rub it on my arm. That helps too. You want to wake it up. It'll absorb the ink better. So what I wanted to use was some of the new colors. This is pumpkin, which I love. This is going to be Susan's new favorite, but it's not available right now. So you can simply go with the black if you like. If you have looked at my cards, you'll notice I am more of a subtle. I don't really like the bold, bright, vibrant colors. I'm much more in the subtle family. So mink is one of my favorites. Again, I'm sorry, mink sold out, but it's coming. Mink is really cool, and it gives you a nice look. Or you can go with black. I'm going to go with black tonight so that you can see what it looks like, and I'm going to go with the intense black. And, oh, when you use the archival black, it will stain your stamp. It still works fine. It just stains it because it's, you know, heavy duty. So we're going to make sure we have a good coverage of ink, and you look down through, make sure you can see all the parts. If something looks a little washed out, hit it again before you try not to get it on your fingers. And if you do, don't get it on your paper like I just did over here. Beauty of flipping her over. Okay? And then we're going to put this on down, eyeball it, make sure it's in the middle. And a nice solid press. No rocking, just solid pressure. Look at the detail in that. It's so cool, right? Cover your ink pen. And now it's going to look a little bit different than my sample does. I used a different color, but this is going to go right here. Now I could color some of this in if I wanted to pick up some of these colors with the colored pencils. The colored pencils come in 3 different sets of colors. Let me show you those. They are not watercolor pencils, they're more of a wax base, so they don't need to be blended with a blender brush like some of the ones we've used in the past. They blend on their own. This is Perfect Portrait, which gives you those colors. There's 3 different varieties of color. This one is Natural Landscape. You can tell I've played with this one before. And then we have the bright colors. And this is Bright and Vivid. And so how they look, let me just grab one of these to give you an idea. Let's take this one. Only thing I'm not liking is they don't have the same names because they're from Spectrum Noir. They're not something that Close to My Heart made exactly. This is Tawny Brown, but it doesn't necessarily line up with the color of our inks, so you kind of have to see what looks right for you. But if you get into the habit of coloring more with the side of the pencil rather than the point, you can see, I'm going to zoom in so you can see this close in a minute. And you can do this too. But you can see that it's not as washed out as, obviously, because it's not watercolor. It's pretty bright and vibrant, but it's not as tricky as using a marker. It's more forgiving. I like them. It takes a little bit. Let me zoom you in. Can you see those colors? It doesn't really look smeary or that there's a lot of lines in them. It looks really good. This is a great stamp to color on too, because the detail of the stamp itself gives you the shading that you need. All right? I'm not going to do that while you're here because it'll take a while. Coloring is super relaxing. And then we need to do these 2 pieces. And we're going to pick Love from here, which is super delicate. I really like this one. Now you can, again, any color ink that you like. I tend to stay with all one color on the card. Then this one, before I put it down, I'm going to do a little banner points on it. The easiest way to do that is to grab your scissor right in the middle, eyeball the middle, and go up just a little snip. And then you're going to come over here from this corner and bring it to there. And then this corner and bring it to there. And we get our little pennant. Then we attach you, and card number 1 is moving right along. The other piece of tools that I love are the little foam dots. Now I could have inked all around this before I did it if you wanted to. It depends on the look that you like. If you don't like a distressed look or you like a really clean and simple look, then you probably don't want ink on it. But if you like the ink, go for it. And you line this up here, and we are good. Then there was one more thing I wanted to show you. These are really cute. These are the Cozy Up dots. Dots are great, and these come in lots of coordinating colors that go with all of this. There's little stars, little sparkles. You get 2 sheets in here, and I'm just going to go with a couple of the stars, the little ones. This really needs to be finished coloring, but we're cool for now. And there we go. Right? Whoops, wrong way, sorry guys. There's card number 1, okay? Card number 2. I'm making a mess already in the short time we've been here. Let's pick up. So this one, again, it's all using the same stamp set. Start with our card base. I have these ready in this one. And the same pattern paper is going to go right here, the same 4 by 5 1/4. Notice it's double-sided. There's something really cool on the back too, which we use on a different card. And then I switched it out a little bit, and I'm using the mocha, which is going to go here, and this is going to go here. I'm going to put you down. This is shortbread. These are from that Cardstock collection, the Cozy Up one. And then that's going to go like so. This is my Missing You, which is right here. And then I have this, which is from that stamp set, but I use the thin cut too. So I took a scrap of shortbread. Remember, it's either way, it's double-sided. Lighter on one side, darker on the other. I'm going to go with the lighter for this one. And I am going to go with, this time I'm going to go with the pumpkin so that you can see how it looks different. But again, you can use whatever ink that you have or like. Let me just clean that off with my yeah, that thing, that spongy thingy, whatever that's called. It has a name. Now this looks like there's ink on it, but I'm okay. It stained it a little. Squeegee. Squeegee? That doesn't sound right. Okay. And now I need my thin cut, which is this one. And I use Post-it notes to hold it in place because I want to be sure it stays right where I want it. Right? And I talked to you about going with my Anna Griffin mini M-Press machine. I think that's what it's called. don't know if it'll come over here because it's plugged in. Maybe, can you see it? Here she is. It's really cool. I'm in love. Doesn't hurt my hand. No, it's not a close to my heart product. It's a my product. I really like it. There we go. Notice I'm trying to put things back so I don't make a big mess. Then my foam dots on the back. Like, I actually don't even mind cranking it through because I'm not cranking. Are you a multiple card maker or one at a time? As you can see, I'm a one at a time, and I like that. But do you mass produce your cards, or do you make them one by one? There's that, and now I'm ready for the sentiment. Missing you. This is little, but we can do it. Again, this is the pumpkin, which will be in this week, I promise. Well, this month. I shouldn't say this week. It'll backfire. The holiday may have messed things up. My mail just got delivered now, and it usually comes at 11 o'clock in the morning. So I think my mailman was struggling. There's that. One at a time. Yeah, Lana, see, I love that. I don't like mass producing anything. Here's missing you. Now, if you find that it's a little too long on either side, you don't like it, you can always trim it. You can always do the little banner cut if you like. And then we stick this down, and then we're going to add a couple of dots because, you know, the more the merrier. And I'm going to go with the hearts this time. There we go. All right, there's two. So we have love, which needs to be finished coloring, and missing you. And then we've got thank you. And this one, again, same card base, only we're going to go vertical with it. And we're using the other side of that same pattern paper. 4 by 5 1/4, and it ends up having a little frame of white around it because your card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then we have this, which is going to be our thank you piece, and then this little ribbon, this ends up being 2 pieces of the zip strip. Remember, Close to My Heart paper comes with that little strip at the end that on the back tells you what the colors are, and on this side gives you a little pattern. So we're going to do this with it, and that's going to go in the top of our sentiment. Just going to loop it around. That's going to go here, and then this one we're going to cut in half, and then we're going to do the same kind of banner thing at the bottom. Cut right up the middle, point in, point in. Okay, there's one. So this would be something you would probably, if you didn't fall in love with it, you might even throw it away. But it works really well. All right, so now we're ready to do this. Pop it on. And then we're going to add that one. Let's move you. I'm going to try the mink so you can see how that looks. I did not use mink before. Again, mink isn't here right now, but it's coming. And this is this one. But we don't use the thin cut, we're just using the stamp. I wanted to show you that if you didn't get the thin cut, you could still use just the stamp set. But if you have the thin cut, you'll love it. There's only 3 of them, but they're really cool. And again, wake it up. And then make sure you ink it up really well. Mink is great if you're going to do some coloring too, because it's going to give you the detail, but it's not going to scream at you. See it? Isn't that great? Mink. It kind of has a little bit of a green to it, not a lot, but a little. I just really like it. And then I need thank you. One of the things I found when I first started working with Close to My Heart stamps is I sometimes struggled getting a good stamp. The #1 trick is wake it up, and #2, use the foam. Either the foam that came in the package or the back of this mat. Back of this mat works great. And then look down through and make sure that you have ink. And I want to stamp close to the top because I want to do the banner at the bottom.